I'm Jameson, the Kilted hiker, and on this channel we explore the wild corners of Cascadia. This video is the second part of our backpacking trip on the Nootka Island Trail. In the first part, I covered our journey in, the seaplane drop on the north end of the island, the short hike to First Beach, that's the actual name, I'm not being lazy, where we had our first camp, and I saw my first sea wolf. We then did the trek down to Calvin Falls, where we celebrated my mom turning 75 on the trail. So we're going to continue where that left off and head south down to Beano Creek and beyond. So let's stretch out, get moving.
There's a figure in the shadows, and I can't turn on the light. There's a paralyzing fear deep inside of me tonight. In my dream I was an Indian at a long coastal shore. In the fog I saw a movement, and the movement changed the world. From the mist emerged a ship where two massive sails. We're living on the edge of the world we know. Slipping off the edge of the world we know.
The little makeshift bridge they had yesterday washed away in the night. So we're trying to find a shallower part. So that we don't have to take our boots off. It might be wishful thinking though. Unfortunately, it appears to have gotten deeper the farther down we went. Well, I really thought I could make it. And I came so close. But when I hopped across right there, the sand gave way, and I gave way. So I'm a little damp. All right, farewell to the creek. And as they say, wet boots in morning, hikers take warning. This is a really pretty area. Well, the nice sandy beach ran out, and now we just have a bunch of slick rocks. So it's going to be slow go for a little while. Hopefully Once we get around this point, it flattens out again, but we'll see. So we've got a little bit better here. As long as you walk the very tip top of the beach. Really hasn't been much garbage on this beach, just some jugs and containers from fishing boats, but I thought we might see a little more coming across the ocean. Scattered along this coastline are the remnants of a long maritime history. Sailors once called these waters the graveyard of the Pacific, and for good reason. Fog, hidden reefs, the powerful winter storms that claimed hundreds of ships along Vancouver's wild outer coast. Even here, near Nootka Island, vessels have met their end. In 1865, the American bark Iwanona wrecked along this very stretch of shoreline, sailing north out of Port Townsend. Survivors managed to reach land, but many sailors that found these reefs weren't so lucky. This is a really pretty area. Smooth sailing now. Really nice stretch both ways. Sun's coming out. Got maybe 2 more miles to Beano Creek, which is our destination for tonight. There's a campground before that, but I think they want to go to Beano Creek, so we're going to do that. There's a large family from, assuming Quebec, by their accents in French, came through. They lapped us. They had a bunch of kiddos. They actually spent 2 nights back where we were. And they are leaving on Friday. We're leaving on Saturday, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't stay at Beano Creek, if they move on. Another thing I love about having a stretch like this is you could actually look up and just see how beautiful everything is. Whereas in that first part, you're just looking at your feet. You can stop every once in a while and look up, just make sure there's not a bear standing right in front of you. But this is nice, and the sun's coming out, so I'm pretty stoked right now. Found a big bone. Whoa. Phew. All sorts of bones around here. Wow. Pretty cool. Stretch, it's pretty brutal. If you got balance, this is definitely the easier route to go. Just follow all the logs. No more logs to scramble on. Walking in pea gravel with a 60-pound pack. I can't say I'd recommend it, but I will enjoy taking it up, and that will be pretty soon, I hope. Well, I found Beano Creek. There's still there are a few little spots left in the forest where we could have pitched our tent, but it's a little bit buggy back in there, so I opted for out here where the creek comes out. So this is all fresh water here, and then the beach out there. There were a few spots, there were a lot of spots out on the ocean there, but I kind of like this area back here. It's pretty tucked away. Breeze comes right up it too, so I don't think the bugs will be that bad. So yeah, I'm thinking this will be our spot for the night. I am about to go swimming. Gonna air out my tent. It's still pretty wet from yesterday. So up across the creek, there's actually some cabins up in there, and if you walk down the beach, there are a lot of cabins and houses. And these are the first we've seen the whole trip. So we finally found civilization. I hear the sound of a hammer in the background, so humans are near. Day 3 was 100% shoreline hiking, and I think we experienced just about every beach type the coast had to offer. Gravel, cobble, sand, headlands, sea stacks. 6 hard hours of it. By the time Beano Creek finally came into sight, we were ready to stop moving. Creek filters through a broad sandbar before it meets the ocean, so our first crossing of the day was mercifully easy. The fog was thick that morning, heavy, salty air that settled over everything and didn't seem to be in a hurry to lift. Reaching our first rope climb of the day, and it looks like a doozy. See how it goes.
Is it slippery? So pretty back there.
Just a little ways further down the trail, there's another rope area. Not as bad though, it's more to assist with steps. But we are getting into a rugged area here. Yeah, it's beautiful out though. Tree down over the trail. So that last rope part was actually a little bit of a, well, it may have connected down the road, but it was a wrong turn as far as I could tell. So we found an upper route. Other than that fallen tree, it's pretty smooth go so far. Some nice big trees around here. It's nice they preserved this coastal trail here. I stand corrected. There is a nice little stream on this first trail section. Water's nice and clear, so this would be a good refueling stop if needed. Here I am on the second beach portion of this leg. Some slick rocks ahead. The old farts are still a ways back there, I'm assuming. Nothing too treacherous, just a lot of climbing over trees and stuff. So I have time to kind of poke around in all these little tide pools here and just take in this beach for a little bit. On the map now, there are 2 stream sources on this leg, so I had gotten this beach mixed up with the last beach, so we should be fine to get more water here, but then there on out, it looks pretty dry on the map. And we're gonna go all the way, I don't think you could see it, it's way back there in the mist. There's it comes out to a little horn there, and the trail cuts back in there, so. Yeah, lovely morning though. I do like this weather. Got a little sunburn on my right calf yesterday, like I mentioned. So I'm quite happy if it just holds like this. So on this beach area, looks like there is a nice camp spot tucked up. It's marked by buoys, of course. So I will put the coordinates for this on this little piece, just so you know, because it's a nice beach. If you're looking for a middle campground that probably you'd have completely to yourself in this beach, this might not be a bad option. So again, just look for the buoys. Buoys mark the start of the trail again. Here's that second stream. Marker saved up this way. My bag did not want to squeeze through that opening, so now I got some muddy knees. So a lot of this trail is kind of a, choose your own adventure. Go this way, have to climb over a big tree, take this route. Oh man, looked like there was a route there too. Maybe I could have bypassed that last section and go through the quicksand. Found a little stream. It's not flowing very good. Looks like the trail keeps going that way. but it also comes out on a little beach here. Trail here, I'm pretty sure is right on a cliff edge. So I can see the buoys where the trail picks up. There's some markers up here. So I do believe this beach has a camp as well. Take a peek. Alright, so this beach has quite a few little spots you can pitch a tent. Might even keep going, but there's one here. They have the little toilet marked right here. See it back there? I'll probably clean this area up for a tent, although it's really close to the toilet. And then this trail comes out to an area here. Probably fit a tent right there. Right there. This would be a good group area because there's plenty of room here for 3 or 4 tents over there as well. Got yourself a nice station there. And all the while remembering to smile. Out here, oh, there's a good area. Another area. And there's a couple more over there. But yeah, this is actually a decent beach too. It's pretty big. So this spot was marked by the buoys, of course. You can come out to the beach. Oh, see Grandma coming around the corner. Nice little area for a fire down here. We made it to the end of the beach. We got ourselves another rope climb situation. So go up to that tree, hold on to the rope, go up to the side. Grandma's trying it on her own this time. This one's not too bad though. Well, that was a steep descent down to the beach. So this section has a lot of areas that are kind of like this, just kind of like climbing a ladder though. Just take it one step at a time. Eventually find yourself going downhill again.
Strength.
Want me to come down and get your pack?
That one's too slippery. I could just get this one foot up. Pack. Ugh. Ouch. I'll put that block there.
Oh my goodness, this is a pretty little perch up here. Just thinking, this looks like a nice bear habitat. So, time to keep my eyes open. I've been hoping to see a bear, just at a distance, you know? Maybe down on a beach. Don't want to come nose to nose. This is one of the prettiest sections so far, I think. It's just gorgeous here. Be coming around on a little beach area. As is typical when coming off the beach, you're usually greeted by a rope. Well, my crew's starting to slow down to just a really slow pace. Poor people. I know I call them old farts, but they are in their 70s, doing a very challenging trail. And we'll see how they do on this next rope climb. There's some good footholds, so it should be okay, but it's pretty steep. There, I hear them just coming off the beach now.
This way.
to the left, through the trees, you can see a pretty large lake back in there. I don't know if there's any camping over there or not. We, however, are taking this trail today. Well, if there was a water supply nearby, this would be an okay camping spot. Makina Point is that way, it says. We, however, are going to continue following this coastline for a little bit. Getting low on water, we all are. But there's a water source down there somewhere, so just gotta go find it. In a bit of a mucky section here. There are markers to follow, but it's pretty darn apparent by 100 footprints which way to go. I saw some swampy indications on the map earlier. I think I found it. Sign to the caves. Since they're a ways behind me, I'm going to go down and fly my drone, check them out. Well, it's 6:30 now. Feels like it's starting to get dark. I mean, it's not, but in the forest it does. We've been at it since 7:30 this morning, so 11 hours. Hoofing it. I'm waiting on them to catch up here. Whenever there's a real hazardous area, I wait and help them down the ropes, carry their bags when they need it. And it was pretty, nothing too challenging this last section, so I imagine they'll be around shortly. And then, like I said, about a half mile into camp from here. So they did catch up. That's a good thing. But as you can see, it's getting... Oh, look at this. I love the ones that just... Like, who does that? Who just goes for it? Hats off to them. I must be wearing muck boots, because I go around whenever possible. But yeah, I'm always amazed how some people just trudge through like it's no big thing. Hopefully, I'm looking at a rope up there, but hopefully, crud. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to hang around and help them up this portion. But by golly, we're almost there. Yep, this one's looking slick. I'll be doing this 3 times with 3 packs. So I'm gonna get mine up there and situated. Oh boy, okay, so this is, this one's coming down the other side. So I ran my pack down to the beach and dropped it. I'm gonna go up this, down the other one, and they should be pretty close behind, so start this process going. Not even sure if this is the last of the ropes, because that beach down there, it looks like it goes up at the end, so could get interesting. Made it to camp. Trying to get set up here. The water situation is murky at best. The folks here say it will clog up your filter. So we're just gonna deal with it here. I've got a jug of some liquid. It was pretty murky from the last creek, wasn't great, so. And so ended our 4th day on the Nootka Trail. Low on water and with spirits slightly dampened after a brutal 12 hours on the trail. But tomorrow would bring a new stretch of coastline to explore. And out here, every hard mile is just part of the story. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.